A cold reality in the world of gaming is that not every franchise becomes a crowd favorite. In fact, some titles manage to earn a notorious reputation, becoming the subject of widespread disdain. The reasons are numerous: repetitive gameplay, lackluster storylines, disappointing sequels, or even the mishandling of beloved characters. Today, we'll be turning our attention to these infamous franchises, the ones that, for one reason or another, have left gamers feeling more frustrated than fulfilled. We're talking about the franchises that, despite their best efforts, have become the black sheep of the gaming world. You probably have a few titles floating around in your head already. Perhaps Call of Duty, with its annual releases that feel too similar to the last. Or Sonic the Hedgehog, that despite its iconic status has had its fair share of missteps. And who could forget Assassin's Creed, a series that's become more synonymous with bugs than assassinations. So, without further ado, prepare yourself as we delve into the top 10 most hated video game franchises. Kicking off our list is the infamous Call of Duty. This franchise, which started as a World War II shooter in 2003, quickly rose to fame with its engaging multiplayer modes and intense cinematic single-player campaigns. For a while, it seemed like Call of Duty could do no wrong. But as the years rolled on, the shine began to fade. Fans started to notice a worrying pattern. Each new installment seemed to be a carbon copy of the last, with only minor tweaks to the gameplay and graphics. The once innovative series was now seen as stagnant, even lazy. The annual release schedule didn't help either, making it feel like a cash grab rather than a labor of love. Criticism grew louder as Call of Duty continued to churn out similar games year after year, without any significant innovation. The franchise that once ruled the gaming world is now one of the most despised. Speeding into the number 9 spot is Sonic the Hedgehog. This franchise, first introduced in the early 90s, initially raced to fame with its fast-paced gameplay and the lovable blue hedgehog protagonist. Sonic was once Sega's answer to Nintendo's Mario, a symbol of speed and coolness that captured the hearts of gamers around the world. However, as the franchise tried to keep pace with the rapidly evolving world of gaming, things started to go awry. The franchise's attempt at innovation, while admirable, often resulted in games that were far removed from the original concept that fans had fallen in love with. From ill-conceived werewolf transformations to the ill-fated Sonic Boom, the franchise seemed to lose sight of what made Sonic special. The Sonic franchise, once a beacon of innovation and excitement, has since spiraled into a series of missteps and disappointments. From an iconic mascot to a symbol of disappointment, Sonic has surely had a rough ride. In the number 8 spot, we have Assassin's Creed. Born from Ubisoft in 2007, the franchise initially dazzled gamers with its stealthy, parkour-infused gameplay and rich historical settings. However, as the years rolled on, the charm began to fade. The franchise's once innovative gameplay became monotonous, and the annual releases, rather than keeping fans engaged, started to feel like a chore. Rather than exploring new territories, the game began to recycle its own ideas, and the thrill of being an assassin in different historical periods lost its luster. The same old mechanics, the same old objectives, year after year, started to drain the life out of Assassin's Creed. The once vibrant franchise, which was a symbol of stealth and adventure, slowly transformed into a repetitive loop of the same old. Once a symbol of stealth and adventure, Assassin's Creed has now become a symbol of gaming monotony. Now that we've covered some of the most infamous franchises, let's move on to the remaining 7. First up, we have FIFA and Madden. These two franchises have a lot in common. Both are sports games that release a new title every year, and unfortunately, both are notorious for their lack of innovation. Players often complain that each new installment feels just like a rehashed version of the previous year's game, with minor tweaks and updated rosters. It's frustrating for gamers who are expecting more from these franchises. Next, we have Angry Birds and Candy Crush. These mobile games took the world by storm when they were first released. But as time went on, players started to grow tired of their repetitive gameplay and aggressive monetization strategies. They became symbols of the freemium model, where the game is free to play, but the player is constantly encouraged to make in-app purchases. Then there's Fortnite. This game has been a sensation, but not everyone is a fan. Critics argue that it's overly simplistic and lacks the depth of other battle royale games. Plus, there's the infamous Fortnite dance lawsuits, where artists claim the game stole their dance moves. Halo is another franchise that has seen its fair share of criticism. Once the pinnacle of first-person shooters, recent installments have been met with mixed reviews. Some fans feel that the series has lost its way, straying too far from its roots. Last but not least, we have World of Warcraft. This MMORPG was once the king of its genre, but in recent years it has been criticized for its outdated graphics and gameplay. Many players feel that the game has failed to evolve with the times, leading to a decline in its player base. There you have it, folks, the top 10 most hated video game franchises. Now that we've covered the top 10 most hated franchises, it's your turn to voice your opinion. It's always fascinating to see how diverse the world of gaming is, how one person's favorite franchise can be another's most despised. So, are you nodding in agreement with our list, or are you shaking your head in disbelief at some of our entries? Did we miss a franchise that makes you cringe every time a new sequel is announced? Or perhaps there's a franchise on our list that you secretly enjoy, despite its notorious reputation. The comment section is your stage, your platform to share your thoughts, your likes and dislikes, your agreements and disagreements. It's the place where you can make your voice heard. So go ahead, let's hear what you think. After all, that's what makes the gaming community so vibrant and diverse. Remember, everyone has different views on games, so let's keep the discussion respectful. That wraps up our list of the top 10 most hated video game franchises. It's been a wild ride through the annals of gaming history, hasn't it? We've journeyed together through the downfall of some of the biggest franchises in the industry, from the once beloved Call of Duty to the slippery slope that Sonic has been on. We've explored the assassination of the Assassin's Creed franchise and delved into the tales of 7 other franchises that have, for one reason or another, been on the receiving end of gamers' ire. We've taken a deep dive into the comment sections, that often treacherous terrain where opinions run rampant and tempers flare. But remember, this list isn't about condemning these franchises. It's about understanding the complexities of the gaming industry, the high stakes, and the fine line between love and hate in the world of video games. It's about appreciating the effort that goes into creating these worlds for us to explore, even if they sometimes miss the mark. And it's about you, the gamers who keep the industry alive with your passion, your critiques, and yes, even your complaints. Because in the end, it's your voices that shape the future of gaming. So what do you think? Do you agree with our list? Is there a game franchise that you think should have made the cut? We'd love to hear your thoughts. The discussion doesn't end here. Now, if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of gaming, don't just sit there. Give us a like, share this video with your friends, and of course, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more where this came from, and we're excited to share it all with you. Remember, this channel is all about celebrating the world of gaming, the good, the bad, and everything in between. So come along for the ride because we're just getting started. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more gaming content, and remember, keep gaming.